Episode 56, The Emperor's New Clothes. Let's play. Captain Ilbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say the man could tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the XIV, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him, we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on the list, including the flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that the needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy of the details of all shipment bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Forton. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to the merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that's one mystery solved at least, but what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prying off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Reborn's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? 'Tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all these years? I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Ul'dah was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa Lamensa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the 12 Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal one's mind, under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Uldah's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Reborn faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained a small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now, aye. The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the Monitors ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, 'twas not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nell Vendarnus' ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Reborn with an army. 'Tis a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Pray, continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Emmerich informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abaters. Hopefully, the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As Commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Kira. As the realm's stoutest champion, 'tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the Antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Nymphilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nafika's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Hi, thanks for coming, Kira. When you are ready, speak with the conjurer yonder. She'll show us to the Lotus Stand. The Alliance leader awaits you at the Alliance leaders await you at the Lotus Stand. Be joining them now?
Yeah. Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
'twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little unless to the common folk. Take the Lamentians, for instance. Though Admiral Merowip outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wooden-legged cutthroats. Arr! And likewise, the Gridanians are marked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Uldam scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Ulda society to Adeleji, for example. But that is besides the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the Observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate has lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Kira. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilbert near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any development in Kurthus, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. Ilbert, my boy. Thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Listen well. The spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal it's not Royale, it's like I don't know. Reborn's second in command. Prior to joining the Immortal Flame, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with a polearm had to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Reborn chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. The monitors saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. And 'twas no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the Alliance. Yet the monitors did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when, we'll just say Royale, I know that's not how you say it, but was appointed to her post. Passing strange, isn't it? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the monitarists? But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Royale's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Reborn attended the Council of Alliance leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless, on some pretense. She's up to something, mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling flames. Records for evidence of Raw's guilt. But if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing, and the docks, every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely upon your eyes, Scion? Yeah. You have my thanks. Let us go then, and take care not to alert our quarry. Bro is headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. So, Royal has entered the Caroline Canopy. Meeting someone, perchance? Or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray, look for her within. If she is not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. Ephemy is her name. I shall remain here in case Royal reappear. Kira Mercer, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? Social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she didn't come this way. I've noticed every passenger and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. Nowhere to be seen, you say? And you are sure she did not board the airship? She not come back out either. Where in the seven hells could she have gone? The roost! How could I forget? Robbers strike me down for a fool. I will search the premises. While I do that, I need you to speak with the men I posted at the three main gates in the pier. Find out whether there has been any suspicious activity, and then meet me at the Aetherite Plaza. Nothing report at this gate, milady. No one resembling the suspect has been here, milady. No, madame, the suspect didn't come this way. Given how little traffic passes through this gate, I would have noticed if she tried to slip by. The suspect? Haven't seen her. Best check with one of the others. No, madam. A few Ellison women did leave on the last ferry, but none of them matched the suspect's description. Well, have there been any sightings? Nope. Maybe on the boat? Damn it all. I turned the roost upside down, but Royal was nowhere to be found. The innkeeper told me that she had availed herself of a room, but no one saw her leave. She had donned some manner of disguise. Of that there can be no doubt, but as to where she has gone... Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some moon toy tonic? A cup a day imbues a man with great vigor, if you take my meaning. Perhaps another time, friend. Wait, that necklace. You are Shinobi of Doma. The woman you seek has left Gridania by way of West Shore Pier, but these ninjas don't play. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. The 12 for the Domans. Were it not for their unique talents, Royal would have disappeared without a trace. Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Royal's example to take to the ferry from West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Blue Pier. This way, my friend. Your query makes for the Hawthorne Hut. Very good. We must make haste. A moment, Captain. There's another matter which requires your attention, and most urgently, I fear. What is it? A short while ago, an Imperial squadron was observed departing Castrum Oriens. they marched at speed for the South Shroud. So they have decided to take action. Indeed, they seek to destroy the jamming device. An explanation is in order. You may be aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances. Well, our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupts these communications. We've installed them around the city-states. In so doing, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Of course, we did not expect the Garleans to remain silent. If they wished to communicate, they would find a way, be it via covert correspondence or secret meetings. Needless to say, we hoped they would risk the latter, and Royal has not disappointed us. As a well-known face in the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. It is for this reason, I believe, that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Elizan are the common sight here, and her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. However, were the jamming device to be rendered inoperable, Royal would no longer need to meet her masters in persons, and their planned rendezvous would almost certainly be called off. And we cannot have that. It would deprive us of the opportunity to secure damning evidence against her, which is the very least we need if we're to convict someone of her standing. All rests upon the continued operation of the jamming device. It must needs be protected. If you could attend to this task, my shinobi and I will continue to observe Royal. Very well, Scion. I would have you intercept the Garleans while my men move to cut off their retreat. None must escape. Several of my countrymen have already taken up positions in the South Shroud. Seek out the shinobi at Quarryville, and he will apprise you of the situation. Meet again, my friend. I have no moon toy tonic to offer this time, I'm afraid. As I believe you know, Imperial forces are in the South Shroud on a mission to destroy the jamming device. We must see to it that they do not succeed. Where they at, bro? So, the Crystal Braves will cut off their retreat. Very well. My countrymen and I shall attend to the soldiers. Their infernal machines, even you're capable. At present, the Garleans are in the vicinity of the Amdapor Keep. Let us head there at once. That was a most impressive showing, my friend. As you can see, we too have not been idle. The Iva will receive no warning of our coming. Now that the jamming device is no longer at risk, you may safely return to your hunt. Pray rejoin Lady Yuguri. She awaits at Hawthorne Hut. I shall remain here and have a few words with this sorry lot. Nothing serious, I assure you. Just a spot of small talk. I'm given to understand the mission was a success. Not a single Imperial soldier made it to our position. Thorough work as always, Scion. By way of reward, we can now turn our attention to Royale once more. What news, Lady Yuguri? My people report that she has departed for the Bramble Patch. So, she means to go ahead with the meeting. Excellent. It is time to close the net around her. My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Just beyond, Royale is in a conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer. An imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it, with me. Gotcha. Plain Marshal Elaine Royale, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool. Damnation. Bring it. All kinds of ninja action. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Do you arrest me for strolling in the Twellswood? When last I looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. You would feign ignorance then? Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now, come quietly or I shall make you wish you had. I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. Even a warrior of Royal's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Ul'dah will have the grand company that they deserve. But let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, Kira? So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray, do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. Speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. Welcome back here. I understand that Alpha Know had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Poison Ivy! Charges of treason and espionage against Elaine Royale? I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, Deville is not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum.